maybe I got one last badass spear in me. Woo! Fucking Goldberg's back. That's what's up. All these wrestling fans after the Saudi Arabia match was like, we don't want Goldberg to ever wrestle again. He almost had the Undertaker. And guess what? Pittsburgh didn't care because Goldberg came back, and what did he give you? The loudest pop of the night. Fans were all like, Goldberg, Goldberg, Goldberg. And I'm all for it. You know what? WWE just knows how to make older villains dumb. That's just like a rule number one. If you want to be a villain in WWE, you have to be automatically stupid. And Dolph Ziggler was stupid. He didn't read the contract. And now we're getting Goldberg versus Ziggler this Sunday at Summerfest. Wow. As the world turns, as someone would say, like sands through the hourglass, so is the day of our lives. And this right here is just insane to me. So we're getting Goldberg versus Ziggler. I never thought that this is a match that would happen. But hey, you know what? Good for Dolph Ziggler because he's going to get a big pay-per-view match. He's going to get a match people are going to remember. That's what everyone's going to sit here and say, like, oh, this is such a waste of Ziggler's talent. Okay, first of all, what else does Ziggler need to prove in WWE? He's done, like, everything besides win the Cruiserweight title. I mean, and losing Goldberg means nothing, man. Well, overall, man, Monday Night Raw tonight was another bad episode. I cannot believe I tried to sit through most of this show, but I'll be honest here. There was moments where I just paused the show and then I fast forward through most of it because I was just like, no, man, I ain't going to sit here and watch all this. It just felt too much, man. It just felt like, to me personally, if I watched all this, I'd just be too much. Like, I saw Rey Mysterio and Andrade and said, I said, you know what? Sure, why not? I'll watch this. And they put on a good match. But guess what? I say it before and I'll say it again. I see enough good matches. There's no energy or emotion in dispute to make me care. Like, I sat there and I said, yeah, it's a good match. The WWE's problem isn't matches. Like, I've talked about this before. It isn't matches. It's actually caring about the wrestlers in the matches. And I didn't care who won. Like, nothing about this match made me say, wow, if Rey Mysterio wins, this is the biggest upset in WWE history. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they just went out there and had a good match, and good for them. But other than that, like, nothing really eventful happened on Raw. Like the 24/7 title, I don't know why WWE is so like, okay, we got to keep this like in the first hour. We only got to show one 24/7 segment throughout the whole night. When fans, even the hardcore of hardcore fans, even casual fans, and just fans in general, you know, we will argue and bicker a lot of things in wrestling, but we all agree we enjoy the 24/7 title. And yet here's WWE just like, okay, we got it out of the way and that's it. We're not getting a funny thing with Maria freaking out on Mike for what he did. We're not getting any more R-Truth shenanigans. We're not getting Drake Maverick shenanigans. Heck, like, you're not even trying to enter a new character with it. It's like you have so much possibilities with the 24/7 title. You should at least have a 24/7 title segment every hour of the show. Both shows, SmackDown and Raw. But instead, you're just totally forgetting about the dang belt, and it sucks. It really does, because it's an enjoyment. It's a nice break of the action. It's a nice change of pace type of story. One thing that I've noticed, though, about wrestling, I don't think the wrestlers are necessarily bad. I think their theme songs are bad. Like, Cedric Alexander came out, man, no pop whatsoever. And why? His theme song sucks. Now, his theme song is probably a good listen. Like, I've listened to it a couple times. In the dark, I'll be at own. Time is gone and lost my soul. I don't know how it goes. I just know it goes something like that. His theme song is probably a good listen. But, like, dude, it hits and the fans just don't react. Like, I don't know if the fans are trying to listen to the song or if they're even paying attention to whose song that is. It just sucks. Like, I just noticed that most of these wrestling theme songs, they just suck. Like, no one really gets a reaction. Like, none of these songs, like, when I hear a wrestling theme song, it's supposed to get me jumping and going and being like, yeah, and stuff like that. Man, like, I can only think of a couple wrestlers just off the top of my head where I hear their theme song and I say, oh, yeah, that gets me pumped up and going. Nowadays, it's just like a few. Like, seriously, Cedric Alexander came out and barely got a reaction. And I just wonder if is it because the theme song doesn't help, if the theme song doesn't pop, or is it Cedric Alexander? I want to say it's the theme song. I want to say it's the theme song because people are saying, "Oh, this is a weird start to a theme song." That's what I want to say, but I don't know. But yeah, man, Raw is just like, for me, when you're building up to SummerSlam, like this is supposed to be the last show before SummerSlam. This is supposed to be the show that makes me say, "Hey, I don't have the network yet. This is why I should buy it for $9.99." Like, this didn't do a good job. Like Goldberg and Ziggler, you can find that on Twitter. That's the problem with Goldberg matches, man. You can find those on Twitter and Instagram like that. That's the problem with that. You know, people don't understand. You can just go on Twitter and you see the match that you want. You can go on Facebook, someone already uploaded it. It doesn't matter. You're going to see it. It's like the Jorge Masvidal knee on Ben Askren. If it's quick, if it's something that people can see, a million people are going to see it just like that. So that match you can already cross out. I don't know why anyone would be interested in Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. Like for real. What is WWE trying to do with Seth Rollins? I honestly can't tell you. I have no sympathy for him as a character on television. You know, I'm not talking about all the stuff he says outside of the TV character, all the weird stuff he likes to say on radio shows and everything like that. That's a moot point. I'm talking about Seth Rollins, a character. Like last week, he's all talking to the Street Profits, acting all cool with them and everything like that. And, you know, Seth Rollins, you know, was told by the Street Profits, "Hey, man, the locker room has your back." And yet Seth Rollins was getting his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar last week to the point where he had to go to the hospital, and we wouldn't know if he was going to show up this week. And so you have it now where you have Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman cut the usual promo. Now comes Seth Rollins, and it's like, you know what, man? How come you can't just do it? And like, if Seth Rollins is such a locker room leader or a locker room guy that you try to paint him out to be, like WWE wants Seth Rollins to be cool. Like that, I heard a report like that. Like WWE was trying to make Seth Rollins be cool. Okay, you know what shows that he's cool? You know, if he has freaking friends that actually want to help him and actually want to do stuff for him, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that a guy that, even though he's going for the Universal title, people can unite with him and want to kick Brock Lesnar's ass. But no, instead, it's Seth Rollins coming out there with one chair hobbling, and I don't care. I just think he's idiotic. It's like, why would you do this? You know you're not going to win. It doesn't make you more passionate than anyone else because you went out there. No, if I go to work sick and then I'm complaining and then I'm sick and then I'm so much more passionate at my job, you know what my coworkers are going to say to me? You're a freaking idiot. Which is, wrestling's not like a part-time job or a full-time job. You can't compare it. I'm just comparing it to how me as a person can relate to Seth Rollins' character. I would be the coworker that looks at Seth Rollins saying, "You're a dummy. You could have asked me to cover your shift. Oh, I would gladly stay longer and let you stay at bed and rest at home, Chase. Oh, Chase, you were sick? Oh, yeah, just send me an email. I got you covered, bro. Send me a text. I got you covered." You tell me Seth Rollins couldn't find 5-6 people who are like-minded, who also hate Brock Lesnar, to kick Brock Lesnar's ass, to level the playing ground. See, that would be interesting to me. Not the fact that Seth Rollins is so beaten down. How is he going to stand a chance on Sunday? No, what would have been interesting to me is that Seth Rollins comes out, and then all of a sudden out comes Cesaro. And then all of a sudden out comes a random-ass tag team like Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins. And all of a sudden out comes someone else. And it's just like, oh, what are all these guys going out here? And then boom, they all just start beating the crap out of Brock Lesnar, start hitting with steel chairs. Paul Heyman's like, Brock, oh my God, Brock, you know, and then bam. And then it's like, oh shit. So Seth is messed up before the SummerSlam match. Brock just got messed up before the SummerSlam match. And no, this doesn't hurt Brock Lesnar. He got beat up by 6 or 7 people. Wow. What's going to happen at SummerSlam? Both these two men are beat up. But no. Now it's just Seth Rollins like, sometimes I wonder, is this all worth it? Damn right it is. I'm going to be at SummerSlam. Like I was like, oh my god, like, and you can tell the fans at Pittsburgh didn't even care about it. They're like, what? Like, what are you doing, WWE? How come you can't just make a good babyface character? Just make me relate to Seth Rollins. You know, this ain't Seth Rollins' fault. This ain't Brock Lesnar's fault. This is the writing's fault. I want to make that perfectly clear. You know, yeah, sometimes a wrestler or a character, yes, they can absolutely stink up the joint and it could be their fault. There's examples of it. Yo. But this right here with Seth Rollins, what they're doing, I don't know how any individual could actually be excited for it. I don't know how anyone can sit here and say they want Seth Rollins to win at SummerSlam. That's all I'm trying to say from the booking into perspective. Yeah, exactly. And the women's wrestlers tonight. Oh my God. So you start off Raw with Samoa Joe demanding an apology. Then we get this random tag team match where it's Becky and Charlotte taking on Natty and Trish. I don't know. And then Trish Stratus barely does anything in the match. It was just like Trish was like, all right, Vince, I want to get paid around $300K for SummerSlam. And Vince's like, oh, Trish, that's a little bit too much. How about you do an appearance on SmackDown? You wrestle a match on Raw, and then you wrestle a match at SummerSlam, and then we can get that $300K. Because there's no way Vince was going to give Trish Stratus. I don't know if it's $300K. I'm guessing it's around like $150 to $300K to get Trish Stratus to wrestle at SummerSlam, especially if it's in Toronto. So I'm guessing that is the guesstimate. And as I said before, if you want to pay a wrestler a certain amount of money in the contract, there's no way you can just do that in one match. You have to spread that all out. So, of course, they're going to spread it out with her appearances. What a waste. And the match made no sense. Like, they're trying to make it like Natalia's some bitch now. Like, because she's putting the sharpshooter longer on Becky Lynch. Like I had sat there and I said to myself, wow, Natalia's such an asshole. I was like, good. Becky's been such a dick to her the whole time. Like, this is literally Becky every pool. Oh, Natalia, you really think just because you're hot that you're better than me? Oh, Becky, yo, Natalia, you're not anything compared to me. Yo! Like, you know, that's literally, like, she's being a dick, ridiculing her, saying that she sucks pretty much. So, yeah, man, if you're going to talk shit, get hit. If Natalia wants to teach you a lesson, hold that sharpshooter, bam, I'm down with that. But no, we're supposed to make it seem like Natalia's some asshole for going to those lengths when Becky is the man and will do whatever it takes to keep her belt around her shoulder. And so, like, do you understand how bad the writing is here? Like, how am I supposed to say, oh my God, man, I am so what's it called? Upset with Natalia, what she did. Like there's nothing. Like, the writing is just terrible. It's nothing against Becky. It's nothing against Natalia. It's the writing. It's just bad. And then they had that promo where Becky talked to Charlie because she's important, and then Natalia talked to who is that? I don't even know who that is. But yeah, man, they talked about submission match, and I'm just sitting here wondering, is Ronda Rousey returning? That's all I care about. Yeah, Viking Raiders beat up some jobbers. That was like just send them back to NXT, man. Just make them the War Machine again, or whatever they were calling in the War Raiders. Just make them that again. That's fine. Let's just move on with that. But the Raw Women's Tag Team, or not the Raw Women's Tag Titles, I'll shudder to think if they ever separated the tag titles like that. The Women's Tag Team titles actually got a change. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are now our new Women's Tag Team champions. Okay. So the Iconics were in this match, and I kind of had a feeling, I was like, in my head, I was like, there's no way the Iconics are walking out of this one. Now, I thought when Samoa Joe shut down Raw, it would have been great heel heat if they didn't show up at all, and it would be a good way to keep the belts off them. But nope, instead, you know, the Raw Women's Champion, or God, the Raw Women's, I'm sorry. I'm just so used to saying that. It's super bad on me. But the Women's Tag Team Champions come out, and they get eliminated in the most lame way possible And then I just sat there and I was like, okay, who's going to become the champs? Now, Fire and Desire makes too much sense. Let's not make them champions. Kabuki Warriors, oh, that's too logical. So let's give it to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Okay. Like, remember when Asuka tapped out Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble this year? I mean, the thing about this Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross scene is that it doesn't need a title to be interesting. It's interesting on its own. Their friendship and their dynamic works very well on screen, and they don't need the titles. Fire and Desire need the titles because, let's just be real here, they need something. Like, they're just literally, like, you just literally have a hot chicken Mandy Rose and you have Sonya Deville. They need something else. The Kabuki Warriors, they definitely need the belts more than anyone because they need Paige to talk for them. And if you wanted to give the tag team belts a champions that are serious and could actually put on really good matches with the other ladies, you would think it'd be the Kabuki Warriors. Because here's the thing. Yes, the Kabuki Warriors could chase for the belts all they want. But guess what? It gets people annoyed when they keep chasing and chasing and chasing. And especially since you gave the belts to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross during that time can come up a little bit more entertaining. So why would anyone want to see them lose the belts? And especially because they're not going to lose the belts in a clean fashion that's so satisfying when the Kabuki Warriors or whoever wins the belts for them do win. It just makes it seem like, oh, well, Nikki Cross is probably going to mess up and Alexa Bliss is going to be, Alexa Bliss is going to be mad at her. You know, like that's how it feels like it's going to end. How is that exciting TV? That doesn't do anything. You might as well have just said, hey, screw it. Just give it to the Kabuki Warriors. There will be a good tag team. That's what we need right now. It's just a good tag team. I mean, you had it with Sasha and Bayley. You said, let's go with the Iconics. You kind of squandered their reign, and they were doing some good stuff near the end, being those cowardly chicken shit heels that you kind of want to see and stuff. So, yeah, that's fine. You want them to get their shit kicked in eventually at a point, but then you just ruined it and you had them get pinned first for whatever reason. And now you gave the belts to a team that pretty much is just going to break up eventually. And the belts will be the catalyst to why they break up because Nikki Cross unaccidentally spills coffee or Alexa Bliss doesn't pay attention. I don't know. It's dumb. Like to me, it just I get it. Alexa Bliss is a silver child. I guess God likes to dip in silver now. Not only does he have his golden children, he has a silver children. And you got to give one of the silver children the belts. Cool for Nikki Cross. She won the belt. And this is nothing against Alexa Bliss or Nikki Cross. Like, this is more on the writing perspective. I don't hate Alexa Bliss. I don't hate Nikki Cross. I like both of them. I said they were good without the belts. I don't think they needed the belts at all. Them with the belts, it's just like extra toppings, you know? That's all them with the belts is just extra toppings. It's not really needed. I don't really need this hazelnut on my vanilla ice cream. Sure, it may taste good. Sure, it may add a little bit of extra kick, but I'm good with my vanilla ice cream. That's why I felt like the Kabuki Warriors, it's just like them right there, they need the belts because literally all they are, the Silver Children list. Hold up, guys. YouTube is telling me my connection is unstable. Please wait while we try to reconnect. Thank you, YouTube, for all your issues. I don't know if anything's going on, guys. I'm just sitting here acting like a goof because YouTube told me that my stable is not good. Oh, it's good now? Cool. Sorry about that. You know YouTube. They love to have their issues. So, anyways, the Silver Children list is obviously Alexa Bliss. You know, Alexa Bliss is what part did you guys miss on? Was it just me talking about the Silver Children? I do apologize once again. But yeah, so the Silver Children list, we all know Alexa Bliss is on there. Where's Finn Balor? Is he on the Golden Children list? Who are my Golden Children again? It's Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor. Yeah, Finn Balor is on there. Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, and Charlotte. Charlotte obviously being numero uno, the Golden Children. Silver Children, so Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss. I don't know who would be on the Silver Children's list. I never thought God would dip in silver. No, Ambrose was never on any of God's list. Triple H never liked Ambrose. That was a fact. We all know this as a fact. Ambrose was never on the Silver Children's. He wasn't even on a Bronze Children's list if Triple H actually felt like dipping his toes in bronze. Ambrose was on the shit list. Bayley, no. Bayley ain't no Silver Children's list. Are you kidding me? No way. Triple H would not put her Silver Child in a what's it called? Would not put a Silver Child in a storyline where she's never kissed a guy before. Seth Rollins is on the Golden Children list. We solidified the Golden Children here on the Chase Oliver channel. They're the children that love to get. I guess Bray Wyatt's a Silver Child. Yeah, could we give the Fiend a Silver Child ranking, because he's kind of up there? Oh, Ricochet. Yeah, let's put Ricochet on the Silver Children's list. I like that one. So we have Alexa Bliss, Ricochet, and Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has to be on the Silver Child list because this guy gets pushed all the freaking time for no reason whatsoever. He can never beat the Golden Children, but he's okay beating other children. So who are the other Silver Children? We need 2 more Silver Children to round it up, because the Golden Children have 5. You know what? No, the Golden Children should have 5. The Golden Children should have 5. The Silver Children should just be 4. Yeah, we'll have one more Silver Child. Ricochet's a good one. I didn't think about that, but yeah, Triple H seems to be loving that finger banger. You know, like, yeah, I know what it's like to get freaky back there, kid. So he's down with the Ricochet, one and only for sure. It's not Aleister Black, because I don't know, Black's not being featured that well. He's like, who's knocking on my door? And it's like, no one, I guess. Andrade? Oh, hell no. Andrade has been in a pool of nothing. Like, literally, this is Andrade on WWE TV. Rey Mysterio, 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 Rey Mysterio. Oh, look, he's having a random match with Cedric Alexander. Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio. Oh, look, a random match with Mustafa Ali. Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio. That's it. Oh, okay, Pete Dunne. Nolar, yes, Pete Dunne for sure. He loves Pete Dunne. No, Ross, Kofi is not a Silver Child. Not even close. Yes, okay, so we got the Triple H Silver Children. It has to be 4. Can't be 5 like the Golden Children. But it's Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt, Ricochet, and Pete Dunne. He does love his Pete Dunne. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, dude. You know Triple H likes you if you're feuding at WrestleMania with him. Like, Triple H wouldn't feud. Like, here's the thing. Triple H did not even partake in even interesting to a Braun Strowman match at WrestleMania. They were trying to set up Triple H and Braun Strowman, but Triple H was like, no. I ain't wrestling that jobber. You know, Triple H, he has to wrestle the big matches, motherfucker. So, yeah. Can we do a women's wrestler silver list? I mean, we can. If you want to go there, we can. But the Golden Children Silver Child is clearly Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. Yeah, I talked about that at a moment, CPZ. I actually did a good rendition of it as well. What's up, Xander? So, yeah, if you guys don't know, overall, Raw was doo-doo as normal. The writing is just bad. Sure, we will get some good matches at Summerfest. Now it's time for the Q&A. Unless I missed something on Raw. Just know if I missed something, because I think I covered everything that Oh, Roman Reigns is mystery attacker. It's the weirdest scene ever. I love it. I have no complaints about this. I love mystery attacker storylines. It'll be weird if it's Daniel Bryan, though. I get it. But I don't see why Daniel Bryan would want to do this. It's not like Roman Reigns is harming the earth. Or maybe he is. Who knows? But yeah, so anyways. How would Becky rank? I think Triple H likes Becky, but definitely not on the children list. I think Becky was on accident. So Triple H just has to take it as it is. Why did it take hardcore fans so long for it to tell Seth it's still is a shill for WWE? I don't know. Well, because Seth never really did interviews. That's the problem. Like Seth Rollins only did maybe a Talk is Jericho once a year or something like that. So he never what's it called? He never really talked about it to be honest. And so once he became champion and started doing interviews, it was like, oh, this was a nightmare. Maybe on the NXT UK list, but they're not on the Silver Children list. No, Silver Children list. You have to be NXT US or main roster to make that list. How can the writing be bad, Chase? Paul Heyman is writing. Oh, you're right, CPs. I forgot. Paul Heyman can't do anything wrong. Shit. You're right, CPs. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what? I'm just a fan. I should just be a fan. You're right. You're right, CPs. Fuck me. Right? Oh, Chase, you can't ever judge Paul Heyman. ECW. Yeah, that's why it's out of business. Ooh. I'm doing good, T.N. Koopner. How are you? What do you think of the Roman? I like the Roman stuff, man. I like mystery attackers. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun. And it was one of the segments that literally got the fans to actually pop of the night. So, yeah. What about AJ versus Ricochet? Honestly, I fast forward through that. I saw the New Day come out, and I said, they're facing the club. I said, I'm good. And then I fast forward, and I saw Ricochet came out, and I said, okay. And then I saw the club won. And my favorite theme song that never gets played on WWE TV played. Hey, now we're gonna conquer and survive. I love that song. It's great. So, yeah, I saw that. But other than that, just makes me feel like AJ Styles is sadly going to retain. No, they're going to lose. I want AJ Styles to be U.S. champion for a good while. I don't know why. Who do I think attacked Roman? I think WWE is going to go. I hope it's not Bryan. I hope that for SummerSlam, they're just doing a Bryan match or some match for Roman, and it's actually someone else. Because I can't I don't know. I can't imagine Daniel Bryan wanting to attack Roman Reigns like that. Unless Roman Reigns is polluting the earth or doing something bad. That's the only time I feel like Daniel Bryan would want to attack him, you know? Oh, yeah, Vince always has final say, but Paul Heyman's still writing it, so it has to be a genius. Tommaso Ciampa, he's still out for like another year. Did you watch WWE 2K20 Develop Diary featuring Xavier Woods video when he covered the few new modes coming to the game? No, I did not, Akira. I don't really care for WWE 2K games all that much. Maybe I'll watch it to see what new modes are coming. I know there's a tower mode, and in career mode, you can play as a woman. So that's it. My question is, why would Samoa give a fuck about Roman almost got run over because they didn't want to beat his ass? I think Joe was upset in his feelings because people suspected him from causing the accident. So I feel like Joe wanted to make sure he's okay. Joe's like that one guy. He wants to beat people up himself. He doesn't want anyone else to do his dirty work. I think the four horsewomen get too much credit for the women's revolution. Am I the only one who thinks this? They're not named Ronda Rousey or the Bella Twins. I feel like the Bella Twins don't get enough credit for the women's. I feel like people that get kind of forgotten in the women's revolution are the Bella Twins, AJ Lee to some extent, Paige and Emma to some extent, and Ronda Rousey. Paige and Emma, people forget, those were the people before Sasha, Bayley, and Charlotte. People were talking about as the future of the WWE women's division. And now when we look at it in the future, yeah, sure, Emma didn't really pan out for WWE. She didn't pan out for ROH, and now she's at Impact, so we'll see what she does there. And Paige, unfortunately, her career at the end a little bit earlier, but they were the first two stepping stones for the women's revolution. Then you got AJ Lee. Yes, I'm not the biggest fan of her, but we cannot discredit for the fact that she did bring a little bit of change to the women's division. But let's not forget about the Bella Twins and what they did by bringing eyes to the product for the WWE, outside eyes for the product for WWE, and ultimately being mainstream crossover stars for the WWE. Sure, they're not like mega stars, but even I have friends that are females that actually follow the Bella Twins on Instagram and stuff like that, and they don't even watch a single minute of wrestling. So that's why for me, like the Bella twins always get forgotten. I don't know why. Yeah, Ronda Rousey, she's the one that put it over the edge because let's be real here. She's the reason why women are in the UFC, and she's the reason why the women in WWE get so much attention and so much love. Why are people chanting for CM Punk? Bored, don't know what else to do. I'm guessing. So when's the SummerSlam 2019 predictions? Wednesday or Thursday? Most likely Thursday. I think I work in the morning on Thursday. I got to double check my schedule, but on Twitter, I'll announce it, and we'll do the SummerSlam predictions contest. I'll explain how the predictions contest will go and everything. I still haven't solidified how I want to do it, but the winner of the contest will get a free wrestling t-shirt, and it's not just from WWEshop.com. It can be from anywhere. Now, obviously, if you live out of the States, you guys got to let me know that in advance, like especially if you win, because shipping and everything. So that way I can do more calculations and stuff like that, especially if you, let's say you want a New Japan shirt or something like that. It may have to go to my house first, and then I have to send it out via the post office somewhere else. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've never done shit like that. I know it's like, Chase, you're an adult. I've never gone to a post office and said, hey, send this to another country. And I want to make sure you guys get it too and stuff like that, especially because I do know I have some viewers outside of the United States and everything. But yeah, so we're going to do a SummerSlam predictions contest. Maybe mix in some TakeOver in there as well. We'll figure it out because I want to solidify how we would do it and stuff like that. Because I want to just kind of also stick it to just SummerSlam because some people don't watch NXT like that. But yeah, so the winner will get a t-shirt courtesy of Chase Oliver. Any wrestling t-shirt. Doesn't have to be WWE. Could be from Pro Wrestling Tees, maybe another wrestling content creator, or maybe it's like, anything, as long as it's wrestling related, okay? You can even stretch it. If it's a Hot Topic shirt from wrestling and it has something to do with wrestling, you can stretch it. But no, your t-shirt cannot be $50. That is already a rule. This is coming from my pocket. So any standard t-shirt, okay? And of course, sizing does matter. So if you do have to get a bigger size, that does cost extra. Just keep that in mind from Chase Oliver's pocket. But yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so any t-shirt, no sweatshirts. You guys don't need sweatshirts during the summertime, okay? Damn it. I know it's going to become fall and winter tune, but Chase doesn't have that type of money to give you guys sweatshirts, okay? T-shirts, not sweatshirts. So yeah, any t-shirt, Pro Wrestling Tees, WWE Shop, Impact Wrestling Shop, Ring of Honor Shop, we will go with that. Maybe I'll do something for All Out as well with the competition if this one turns out well. Because I want to reward you guys for being master predictors and stuff like that. And plus, a t-shirt's just like $25 to $34, so it's not a big deal. I know everyone's like, Chase, you just say you're not making money. That's gas money, but I want you guys to have something cool. So yeah. If you guys have ideas, tweet me at ChaseOliver68 how we could do the SummerSlam prediction contest. I think Harper will try to kill Roman. Oh, that would be good. Just a random Luke Harper. I'm good with that. I'm down with that. Who will get the biggest pop at this SummerSlam weekend? If Ronda returns, it will be Ronda Rousey. If not, that's a tough one. I would have to say Randy winning the title, right? People will be super happy and excited that stupid won the belt. So I'll go with Ronda returning, but out of the current ones, either Goldberg, Randy winning, or the Undisputed Era with all the belts. In mixed tag matches, I got to know the stuff for my WWE Game Wrestling show. Oh, yeah. Or me and the Bunny. We're going to have a death match, apparently. Fuck the Bunny, dude. He beat me up backstage and was bullshit, dog. Like, I wasn't even ready for that shit, man. It was fucked up. All right. So let's see. It would be funny if it were Rikishi who did the Rock, so the Rock could be the only Samoan movie star. He would have to also kill Jason Momoa too. Isn't Jason Momoa? Yeah, he has to be Samoan. Momoa. That's Samoan right there. Jason, maybe Samoa Joe still has trauma from TNA. He thought the ninjas were going. Yeah, he thought the ninjas were back from TNA that kidnapped him. How do you feel about the Avengers of Justice? What's Avengers of Justice? Is that the PS4 game? Let me Google this real quick. I just hope I don't mess it up. Okay, search Google. Avengers of Justice. What is this? Whoa, what the heck? Farce Wars. Shawn Michaels. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, what the hell? Avengers of Justice Farce Wars. What is Shawn Michaels doing? The Incredible Master Yoga. Oh my god. Where can I watch this atrocity? Oh my god. Gee. The shit. Yeah, no, anyone can enter the contest. Everyone's free. I just want just like for me personally, so I can know how I can figure out how to do it. Just let me know if you live out of the state. Do you think New Japan Pro Wrestling has no choice but to give Moxley the G1, considering Okada has run through the roster at this point? Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment to say. I think giving Moxley the G1's good, and then also gives you a big Wrestle Kingdom show for the Tokyo Dome. As long as Moxley doesn't wrestle for New Japan on American soil, he's good. So I don't know why, but I think the one who's trying to kill Roman is Harper. Yeah, someone said that already. That I like that theory. It's a nice little one. Call me crazy, but I almost 90% sure the attacker's Mojo Rawley. Oh, I could see that Mojo Rawley with the blue makeup and everything. So yeah. Do wrestling T-shirts still exist? Yeah, shirts exist still? Yes, Ross. The WWE shop makes like new ones every week. Now I think Rowan is trying to kill Roman because of how similar their names are. Oh God, garbage man, fuck him. Favorite Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie? Rundown. Rundown or Gridiron Gang, but Rundown definitely is number one. Dolph was wearing a navy tie with the pink flamingos on it. Good for Dolph. Oh, Momoa's Hawaiian? Yeah, that's close enough. I think so. Not only can you play as a woman in career mode, oh shit, but you can play as both a male and female My Player. 2K Showcase Women's Revolution and 2K Originals, all new series of content added after launch for $19.99. You know what? Little goof and big goof, man. So I played 2K18 story mode, and I made a character called Big Goof. Big Goof. He was the greatest big man in sports and entertainment. He did moves like Ricochet and stuff. He was great. I loved him. Oh, he's not Samoan? God damn it. American, German, and Irish. You know what, man? Yokozuna wasn't Japanese, and he played it off, so why not? I'm going to have to spare some of my money during back to school shipping. Back to school something. Oh, spear. I mean, I don't have to go do the back to school shopping. I got my pen and my notebook, and I'm good. Thoughts on Hobbs and Shaw? I enjoyed the movie. I liked it. Definitely like the third best Fast and Furious movie. And I'm not even joking when I say that. Favorite SummerSlam match of all time would be Triple H and Shawn. Well, that doesn't count because that was unsanctioned, so I can't count that match anymore. Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, then SummerSlam 03, if I can't count the SummerSlam 02 match since it was unsanctioned. But yeah, no, Lesnar and Kurt Angle, just a fucking clinic between those two. Probably their best encounter for me, at least in my personal opinion. There's a lot of great SummerSlam matches that just come to my head all the time. Batista versus JBL, I enjoyed that match a lot. Orton and Cena won. Batista versus Cena, Edge versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. Oh god damn! The triple threat match that with Austin and stuff, Austin and Undertaker. What was the triple threat match? It was Austin, Mankind, and there was one other fool. That was a good one too. So yeah. What? Hashtag video games are not to blame for what the shootings and stuff. I don't talk about politics on this channel. I will say I played video games. It's never affected me to pick up a gun. That's just me. I can't say for everyone else. I'm just one human being on the spectrum. There's multiple human beings on this planet. For me, man, I never want to pick up a gun because of a video game. That's just me. But once again, I'm only one person. I don't like talking politics on my channel, mainly because, sometimes I can get a little bit rude about it and stuff, and I don't want to talk about it. It's just not my Matt Forte to talk about. Chase, would you rather watch Care Bear versus Garbage Man in a 60-minute Iron Man match or go on a 24-hour road trip with John Jones, Jeff Hardy, and Jimmy Uso? Give me the 24-hour road trip. Okay, bud. I'm enjoying that one. DUIs and coke all day, baby. We can hit some hookers and shit. Give a shout out to every penitentiary out there. That would just be a trip to survival, man. Because I ain't no saint either. Give me that, man. Oh my God. John Jones would be like, give me my Lord. Hallelujah. Thoughts on the Colby and Robbie fight? Colby Covington showed chaos, and he showed why he's America's champion, and he did what he did best in front of the first family. About the Kurt Angle thing. I thought Colby did a great job at neutralizing Robbie. Like, it was so... I hate when MMA fans are just like, oh, the fight was rigged or something like, okay, stop. Robbie Lawler literally just could not figure out what Colby Covington was doing. He was afraid to be too committed. Because see, this is why sometimes MMA fans, that especially those that just love the striking element of MMA, forget about the ground and the wrestling element of MMA, is that for someone like Robbie Lawler, and this is like how you know some of these guys just started watching MMA, Robbie Lawler had the same issue with Johnny Hendricks, yet fans forget about that shit years ago. Johnny Hendricks is more of a power striker, though. And the thing is, when you get two power strikers that want to fight each other, they're going to stand there and bang with each other. But the thing is, you got to keep your feet planted. You can't be like moving your feet and going to hit power. Tell me a Robbie Lawler punch you've seen where he's been moving and has knocked someone out. Robbie Lawler's most effective punches in all of his UFC career has been him standing there. And so when you're facing someone like Colby Covington, who is doing a bunch of feint punches and doing a bunch of little pity-pat punches that sure aren't doing that much damage, but are just connecting, it's annoying you. And knowing the fact that you can't stand and brace your ground because you know you're leaving yourself open for a takedown or an easy shot is even worse. And then not to mention, too, knowing that Colby has the strength to put you back against the cage and do a bunch of other stuff to you, it's annoying. It sucks. So Robbie Lawler was just probably shocked. And this is nothing new. Robbie Lawler has struggled against fighters like this. Look at the Johnny Hendricks. Both fights struggled. Rory MacDonald. Yes, he's won both of those fights, but Rory implemented a game plan when he was doing that, and it caused Robbie to struggle a little bit. Rafael Dos Anjos. People need to realize that's just Robbie Lawler's weakness, is that sometimes when he faces a guy with solid striking and really good wrestling, it hurts him. And especially if that wrestler is not like Johnny Hendricks, who's also a power fighter that just wants to sit there and bang big haymakers at each other, it sucks for Robbie. Because when you have someone like Colby who is doing these pity-pat shots, but he's moving as he's doing these shots. He's moving. Colby's not standing still, buckling up. He stood still a couple times, and he buckled down to throw some uppercuts and stuff. But guess what? So was Robbie. And look at all the strikes that Robbie hit that were effective. It's when he was standing still. Like, oh my God, people, he threw the fight. Oh, Robbie, shut the fuck up. There's certain fights where you can say, oh, someone threw that fight. Sure. There's certain fights. I'm not going to say all MMA is not rigged and stuff like that. But to say that Robbie fucking Lawler threw a fight to Colby Covington, that's just dumb. Absolutely dumb. Favorite tag team right now in wrestling? Seattle. The Lucha Brothers. Favorite Beyblade song from the OG Beyblade? Dude. Causing a commotion across the nation, on and on, we keep on spinning. That one. I think that's in the OG Beyblade. I could be wrong, though. Bret Hart versus Kurt Hennig, IC title 1991. Oh, that's a great SummerSlam match. I always go with my favorite matches I've seen live. I was still in my dad's balls when that match was happening. How'd you feel about Cena versus Jericho SummerSlam 05? It was a dare type of match, man. Hardy versus Punk at SummerSlam 09. Very underrated match, but not something that I would go back and watch like every year. You know, it's like every once in a while I'll go check that match. Oh my God, especially with John Jones, dude. Oh, John Jones would just make it, man. Do you think WWE will have Ziggler squash Goldberg? Okay. Goldberg's going for this. Oh, Ziggler with this super kick. Zigzag. What? Goldberg, this is what you get for hurting The Undertaker, you piece of shit. You dropped the Dolph Ziggler, damn it. Ziggler has a fucking taser like Kevin Nash. I can just picture that's just great. Why do you put that thought in my head, wrestling? Ziggler beating Goldberg. And you know what's fucked up? I'm laughing because I can picture that. I can picture so many people being on Goldberg. And Ziggler somehow fucking wins. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's because Vince is still mad at him for how he treated Taker. And we all know Vince loves Taker to fucking death. God, that shit happens, man. I swear. That would be the biggest. Honestly, that would be honestly one of the biggest upsets in pro wrestling if Dolph Ziggler beats Goldberg. Like, that would be something that everyone would be like, what the fuck? They hear you. Oh, fuck. Ziggler beat Goldberg. I gotta catch my breath, man. I'm sorry. That shit was too funny. Just think about Dolph Ziggler beating Goldberg for a second, guys. Goldberg goes in for his spear. Ziggler hits the super kick. Imagine Goldberg selling a 6-sack. Thoughts on Cyborg getting released? Should have never insulted Uncle Dana. But yeah, man, it sucks. I want to see a Nunez versus Cyborg 2. I think it would be a really good fight. I think Cyborg could actually stand a chance against Nunez 2 in a second fight. But sometimes that's what happens when you piss off Uncle Dana. He doesn't see the forest through the trees. He gets all pissy and stuff like that. And Cyborg did apologize. We'll see where it goes from there. There's also more factors, probably the Tito factor and everything like that. But yeah, I hope Cyborg comes back to the UFC. I really want to see her continue her legacy in the UFC. But if she goes to Bellator and everything, that's fine. She's still gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer in my books. My favorite movie soundtrack. Probably Black Panther still. Yeah, that's such a good soundtrack for me. Thoughts on Matt Riddle and Goldberg Twitter feud? I really have no interest in it. I don't know what Matt Riddle is on about. Like, what is he trying to accomplish here? They're not calling you to beat up Goldberg. Ziggler thought he was wrestling Miz and Michaels, but it was Goldberg. Chase, do you ever walk out of a classroom just asking? Oh yeah, dude. There's times where I just walked out of a classroom, especially in college. Oh fuck yeah. I remember one time, this was like when I was 19. It was like a psychology class. I just didn't agree with what the teacher was saying. And so the teacher was saying some stuff, and I'm not going to repeat it because it was just stupid. She was saying some weird stuff. And then she said, if you don't agree with me, you can walk out. And I literally said, okay. Grab my stuff. And it was a night class too, and I had another night class to go to. So I was like, yeah, man. And so then I just walked out. And she tried to ask me why I didn't agree. And I said, you just told us to walk out. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you. I said, I just don't agree. So apologies about that. And then since I had the courage to walk out, about 4 or 5 other students also walked out too, because they didn't agree with her either and stuff like that. And, you know, there's other times where I've walked out of class. One time I walked out of class because I wasn't ready for the test. And so I was just like, but one of the classmates said, hey, Chase, are you ready for the test? I said, nope. And I walked out and stuff like that. So, yeah. What are your impressions of the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare game? I haven't seen anything on it. Is it good? I know it's in the dark now. Can we get an annual Conor McGregor impression in the stream? What impression? There's nothing I can fucking do. I haven't seen clips of this guy forever. All I'm doing is making my money. All I'm doing is drinking my Papa 12. That's all I've been doing. Fucking making money. Fucking favorite submission finisher. When I punch people in the face and I tell them to stop stiffing my crotch, that's my favorite submission finisher. Or knocking them on the bottle with this proper 12. Proper Irish whiskey made by a proper Irish man. Do fucking nothing. My Connor impression is really bad because he hasn't done anything. Like, it's hard when Connor's not consistent. My impression falls off a little bit. I lose the dialect to some degree. I lose the little mannerisms that he has. It takes a while. But I don't understand what he's saying at the time. I don't know what he's thinking. When Connor's out there, you understand the impression. The impression is much more stronger. But I got me some proper 12. Proper Irish whiskey. I'm a proper Irish man. By the way, this stuff is actually really good. I'm not just McGregor thing. This is, actually pretty damn good and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm drinking the whole bottle. I kept the bottle. I like keeping my bottles and stuff like that. But yeah, I do like proper 12 Irish whiskey. It's actually pretty good. Maybe I'll have a proper 12 stream one time. 12. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm waiting to see what happens with that rat bastard Khabib and Dustin. I knocked out Dustin in 30 seconds. I looked at him and he was pissing his pants, so scared of what my left hand can do to him. And Khabib, we all saw the fight. Khabib was trying to go and suck on my crotch. He wasn't even trying to fight me. He was just laying there stiffing my crotch the whole time. That's what Khabib was doing. If Khabib was an actual fucking man, he would have fought me, but he was just holding my legs the whole time. Did you guys see the illegal knee I hit him with? It was a really good technique, something that you do all the time. I learned that from my friend Nate Diaz. I wish Nate the best. I wish Nate the best against Showtime Pettis. Either way, I'm the winner. That's good. No, it's okay, no, Laura. It happens, man. Like, don't feel bad if you ever walked out of a classroom before, man. It happens. What's up, Aisha? Degenerate Shargon, you wanted some more. No, it works better with the mic. Degenerate Shargon! You said you wanted Samoa Joe impression, but is that what you really wanted? You really want a Samoa Joe impression? You really want me to sit here and tell you about the fate and the obscure relativity I'm going to make you in a matter of months? No, you see, man, what's going to happen? So I'm going to look at you in your Shangan eyes, and it ain't going to affect me. What's going to affect you is you go to sleep. Oh, no, that's what Samoa Joe would say, right? Honestly, I think that they should just put up a Universal back on Roman's. And yeah, seriously. Why isn't Roman's champion again? I need Roman Reigns with the belt. That's all we need. Really, Aisha? I had that only once in my lifetime, too. This was in... God, I'm trying to blank. What was I gonna say? Oh, junior college, junior. I don't know. I had a brain for it. This was in junior college. It was a geometry class, and so this professor, literally the coolest guy ever, old as dirt. He used to teach at Ohio State, and I feel like this guy, like he was teaching at Moore Park, because it was just like a retirement job for him. Give him something to do. Let him go outside and talk to people and stuff like that. Like I feel like that's what this guy as I was trying to say, as I was trying to get my thought, I feel like he just didn't care. And so I came into class probably, and it was a long class too. It was supposed to be like a 4-hour class, 1 day a week though. So it was only 1 day a week. It started at like 3 p.m. and ended at 7 p.m., something around that time. It was a long class, but he would like end class early. One time, true fucking story. And this is not like half the class would show up. Everyone in the class showed up. He showed up and said, "Oh, guys, I really feel like that we covered the lesson today, but I couldn't cancel the class today because I'm trying to save my cancellation dates for another time, because I guess you only get so many cancellation dates as a professor." He's like, "So I couldn't cancel class today because I want to save my cancellation dates for another time. So let's just go outside, take some fresh air. You want to leave, you can leave. But let's just go outside real quick and relax. So literally, he just gets up, leaves the classroom. Everyone's like, what the fuck, is this guy for real? We just all get up and leave. He locks the classroom door, and that was it. No one went to class. It was just like he didn't want to cancel class that day. He didn't want to act like he was sick because he was like, man, I'm not going to cancel class. That's money I'm losing on the table. That's a cancellation date I'm losing. So he was all like, man, bam. He just let the he just thought, oh, this guy Aisha, he was a curver too. So whoever got the highest grade on any test, this dude, that would be the curve. So the first ever test, the highest grade was a 42%. Because this guy didn't teach at all. No one read the book or anything. It didn't matter. So he goes like, all right, guys, so I curved the test, and this was the highest grade, a 42%. Now, that's not bad. He said that wasn't bad. I don't know what this guy was on, but I literally only showed up to class to turn in the assignments. And after, like, literally this would be walk into class, turn in the assignments. I would leave the classroom. I would just leave the classroom. There was no reason for me to be there. Leave the classroom, go work on the student newspaper, go do something else. And I got an A in the class. Like, I literally got an A in the class. Easiest class I've ever taken in my life. Like, that was one of the classes where I just never showed up to. Just never. All the other classes, if I did the whole never showing up thing, oh, I was screwed. I was dicked over. But that class right there, I literally was just like, I would just, and he didn't care. He didn't mind at all. Literally, I asked this one girl who was like a perfect attendance type of person and stuff like that. I guess she always stayed in class. I asked her, I was like, hey, Emily, what does he talk about for the 3 hours that he's there? And she literally like looked at me and she said, well, sometimes he doesn't even stay the 3 hours. Sometimes he'll just say like, okay, guys, take a break. You know what? Let's just go home. Like he just told him, let's just go home and stuff like that. He was an old man too. He was in his 80s. Like this guy was old. Like this guy was definitely like he was retired and he just wanted to go to teach at Moore Park. And he was smart too. Like he wasn't no dummy. He was definitely a smart guy. It was just for him. It was just this was something for him to do. This was something, and like the one day that he was strict is like the day where like everyone comes in and sits down for his and sits down to watch your lectures to see if you're teaching. That was the only day that dude was really, really strict, I heard. I wasn't in the class that day because, like I said, I never really went. But that was the only day. And this other kid named Jacob, he was like, and it's funny that I know these kids. It was because I had their numbers. So I would text them saying, like, oh, did I miss anything important? Or did we have an assignment to pick up? And they would either pick it up for me or something like that. Like, it was really cool. But Jacob was like, yeah, man. And he's actually a good teacher too, because he was talking, he was getting the class involved. And I was like, you know what? People would actually stay for us. Like, apparently he was like going around asking about the rocks and stuff like that. And he was like BSing this whole lecture. And he was entertaining during the whole lecture and said, we got a mini lab to do. And everyone was like, yeah, the class was actually fun. I'm like, damn, dude, the old guy knows what's up, man. The college is finesse, to be honest. My history class for the final, right? The first class into my final class, and we all look at it and pass the final with flying colors. Oh god, man, that's funny. My impressions on Modern Warfare projectile versus hit scan things seem to make sense. Up close feels immediate, long range feels more deliberate. It would fix some of the long range quick scoping stuff. I feel like they need to learn from Battlefield and how to make the shooting mechanics more like Battlefield shooting mechanic. But then again, I don't know, because like Call of Duty is a little bit more arcadian. That's what people like from the Call of Duty. Yeah, man. Like, we've had teachers. They would sign, like, at least that most recently from Cal Lutheran. Shout out Cal Lutheran. Going back to grad school, guys. I don't know if you guys learned that by now, but yeah, I'm going back to grad school. But yeah, Cal Lutheran, man. Like, those teachers, man, they make you sign an agreement. My friend, he almost got in trouble because he told what was the answers on a test to another student, and the teacher found out somehow. I guess the teacher was using that other student as a snitch, and so that kid snitched on my friend, and he almost got an F automatically on his test. I was like, oh my god. So I took that seriously after I heard that, man. I saw Hobbs and Shaw, and I would only recommend Hobbs and Shaw if you're a Fast and Furious fan. If you're not a Fast and Furious fan, don't waste your time. Oh, dude, I love professors like that. So many people can just ask professors favors, and if you're a good student and stuff like that, if you're someone where there's like, okay, they're not really dicking around, they'll go boundaries for you. Anyways, guys, I do have to head out right now. Thank you all so much for tuning into the live stream. Remember, guys, just like our Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. And yo.